I believe so, 100%. I think they get back on track. You know, as Michael Irvin has always said, the physicality is returning now, and that's Deebo Samuel. He's returning to the offensive lineup. So he's bringing a certain mentality back to this football team. Not only that, now you got the guy that you all thought was going to be back in Dallas, and Randy Gregory, who is now coming to form in his third game. He was been there for 4, but he was inactive the first, so his 4th game. Then you bring in Chase Young, pair him with Bosa. He gets an opportunity to understand what this defense is all about. But the biggest thing to me in all of it is Steve Wilks going down to the sideline in a situation where it is a must-win, desperation type situation for the San Francisco 49ers, because what you don't want to do with 3 straight losses is get your 4th and get further behind the sticks. That's not something that you want to do. No. And Kyle Shanahan has recognized that. That's why when you think about it, the bye week gives you a time to make those adjustments and do some things that you want to do from a staff standpoint, a player personnel standpoint. It gets people healthy. It re-energizes your units to get refocused, to get back on the field and do the things that they did against the Dallas Cowboys, okay? I still believe if they get past this Jacksonville team, they're going to turn things completely around, and by the end of the season, we'll have them right back at the top with Philadelphia right now, and it's Detroit for me, and then they're behind Detroit and in front of Dallas because they beat up on Dallas so bad that they just smashed them that I have to have Dallas in their 4th spot with a slash going with Seattle next to Dallas. That's just the reality of it, Michael. The reality of it.
You got it.
You've yet to beat one team that meant anything in the National Football League this year.
So that's just what you're going to say. That's why you're keeping them in there, just so they can get to Dallas, so you can have somebody that you feel comfortable that can take Dallas out. Okay. That's the only reason Key's keeping him in here. Now, I'm keeping him in also, but I'm keeping him in for the right reasons.
My reason.
Not like Key, for the right reasons. For what they are, who they are. I, too, concur with the conclusion that once Deebo comes back, a lot of things will be taken care of. You guys, I've talked about it a lot right here. It's a difference. There's a difference. And I said to you, if you give me 20 minutes in any locker room, 20 minutes in any locker room, Key, Skip, I go in that locker room, I can tell you who that team cannot go on the football field without. You can tell in any locker room, Key, you go in there and say, oh, they can't play with that dude. Not without that dude. Because there are certain guys in the locker room that the team looks at and says, oh, man, he loves this so much. He works so hard. He'll never let us lose. So no matter how hard the game gets, they look at that one guy and say, he's not going to let us lose. That one guy happens to be Deebo Samuel for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to tell you something. I text Deebo the whole while he's been hurt. He wouldn't even text me back, and that's my dude. He wouldn't even text me back now.
Focus.
Because he's off the field. And those kind of players, when they're off the football field, their whole world is off. Their whole world is off. You know what I mean? So him getting back on the field, everything turns back on. So I believe San Fran will be great. I too, think this is big to watch. Even though Steve Wilks kept saying everybody's making a bigger deal out of this than it is. No, they're not, buddy. No, they're not. They gave you one of the best defenses we've seen. And all they've done was make it better. They keep adding players, Steve Wilks. Ain't nobody making this a bigger deal. You got to get that defense ready. You got to get that defense going, or this is on you. We know the talent is there. We know the players are there. This is on you. We're not making a bigger deal out of this. You got to get that defense back right. It could help us if you didn't later on, but you got to get it right.
Y'all already played them, man. Why are you so worried about later on? You should be focusing in on Philadelphia, Washington, Seattle. Those are the teams. Detroit,
we got to focus on everybody.
Bills, Miami. Those are the teams on your schedule. San Francisco already put y'all in their back pocket. Stop worrying about them.
We hope to see San Francisco again if San Francisco makes the playoffs. If they make the playoffs.
But y'all gonna make it.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna make it for sure.
Absolutely.
San Francisco's not, but y'all
are about to win 5 straight games.
Well, we're not on a 3-game skid.
No, we're not on a 3-game skid.
Come on now. Come on.
No, you're not on a 3-game skid.
That's a good question, too. How many teams on 3-game skids going on to win a Super Bowl?
How about 4-game skids, right? By the way, I got to say this. How dare Debo not return a text to the playmaker? You can't.
Yes,
I don't care if you've lost
Lord,
10 in a row. You got to respond to this man because he is the fountain of wisdom when it comes to wide receivers. So
he does too, Skip. And that's why I tell it when I tell people, because there are a few people that when I talk to, that I know has that passion that I used to play with, and I love talking to those dudes, and he is one of them. He just needs to be back on the football field. I'm glad he's back.
I am going to quadruple down on what I've been saying about the San Francisco 49ers. Quadruple as in fourth straight loss, because I believe they're going to lose to Jacksonville, and I'll be the first to admit I might be speaking more with my heart than my head. I think Keyshawn is actually speaking more with his heart than his head, because he wants the 49ers to get legitimate again, just in case they need to eliminate Dallas in the playoffs. That's just me. Jacksonville is serious business at Jacksonville. And very quietly, I don't know if anybody's noticed, Jacksonville has won 5 straight games. And very quietly, Jacksonville is also coming off its bye. So don't tell me they're not just as rested as San Francisco. And speaking of rest, now they're reporting that Trent Williams' ankle is actually worse than they thought. He did limited go through practice yesterday, but I will bet you he won't be able to go on Sunday at Jacksonville. And obviously he is the blind side protector of a young quarterback who, at least for the last 3 games, has lost his way. To use Keyshawn's line, it's possible he turned back into a pumpkin on Halloween, because young Brock Purdy, all of a sudden, Mr. Irrelevant started looking like he was kind of irrelevant over the last 3 games. And what
That's not true, but go ahead, Skip.
What I love the most about the game you guys played at the highest level is the competition at the level of the National Football League. It is so cutthroat competitive.
So competitive.
It is so close that there's this finest of lines. And if you fall just under that line, you can lose your confidence so fast, because the other teams are all so packed with talent that on any given Sunday, they can rise up and embarrass you. And all of a sudden, the San Francisco defense that dominated all the way through the Dallas debacle on that Sunday night at San Francisco, 42-10, over the last 3 games, San Francisco's stats rank at or near the bottom in every defensive category for 3 straight games. They have lost their way. They have fallen below that fine line. I'm sorry, it's hard to just reflip the switch bye week. It's almost like you're whistling through your own graveyard. You're saying, we're fine. We moved Steve Wilkes down to the sideline. Look what we got. We got Randy Gregory. He hasn't changed life so far. We got Chase Young, although Washington just said, we're done with Chase Young. We're not going to pay him. We're not going to give him his 5th-year option.
See,
we get rid of him.
This is when I have to start. This is when I start, Skip, stressing my brain, because what you try to do is describe these, he hasn't done anything, and this guy, he just got there, man. He literally just got there. Not only that, when you talk about their defense, let's talk about the offense. 3 straight games, they scored 17 points. Those 3 straight games, guess what?
17 points.
That's it. That's it. That's all. All 3, 17.
Took me out.
Okay? Trent hurt. Debo out. McCaffrey, a little bit injured and nicked up. Bye week helps you when you get healthy. I understand you want to minimize it, or you want to say Jacksonville, it had a bye too. No question. But we're not talking about whether or not Jacksonville is healthy. We're talking about a team that slammed 42 on your head, is getting healthier now, and they got an opportunity to make the adjustments with the things that went wrong for them defensively and offensively, Skip. Okay? You're so fixated on the 49ers when you should be worried about the Eagles. That's what you should be worried about.
We're not talking about the Eagles.
But you should be worried about, instead of talking about the 49ers so much, about what they already got you in the back pocket.
Who, the Eagles?
The 49ers.
Oh.
They already put you in the back. The Eagles too, though. They got both.
Why should we be worried about an Eagles team?
Because you should be worried about winning the division.
Okay, but
worry about winning the division, not just playing San Francisco in the playoffs.
I saw my team go up and down the field in the fourth quarter and get 14 first downs in the fourth quarter. 14.
That L means loss.
Oh.
No matter what you saw, up and down, they still lost a football game.
We did everything
to a point,
but win.
To a point that they had to go get a guy that hadn't played in 5 years and give him another opportunity to resurrect his career because you failed to have a dominant big in the red zone. So you trying to address issues for the 49ers or for the Eagles? Who you trying to address issues for?
When you say they lost, I mean, we should be talking about the 49ers, but I'm going to just dip down in this. I'm going to digress for one quick second with you. Just one quick second. You're saying that like the Cowboys lost and we went and signed Martavius Bryant off a desperate move and we couldn't get anything done in Philadelphia. That's not true,
Oh,
kid.
it's not?
That's not true.
Just so happy
it was a toe tap. That lost that game. A toe tap. A toe tap.
And
you tapped the toe. Right. It's in a knee tap. Or a bad. Come on.
You done gave me 3 reasons you lost.
Let's get off.
A toe tap, a knee tap. What else you say?
Can we get back?
You done gave
I'm
me 3
just saying, but you try to act like it was so bad we had to go and get somebody that ain't played football in 50 years.
I said 5
That's
years.
not true.
I said in the NFL
That's
5
true.
years. I didn't say
Okay,
50.
but you know.
5 years in the
you
NFL.
Yeah, and what did you tell me? You took one look at his practice video and you said he can play.
I say he can. I say he can play. The whole point is y'all was so desperate, y'all trying to find somebody to help you.
Listen.
Because you're so worried about the team that plays Jacksonville.
I told you about this. We're not worried about it. We're gathering information as you play. Every game, you gather information on what you need. We need a big receiver. He was available. He's big. That gives you one thing you need outside. He's fast. That's another thing you need outside. You're gathering that information. We are talking about Brandon Cooks, who has said Brandon Cooks came out and made a statement. Hey, Brandon Cooks got 165 yards, right? He made a statement. He made a statement saying, hey, he's not going to be frustrated and everything. That's cool. That's fine. When we signed Brandon Cooks, Dak said it's one of the most professional dudes he's ever met. And I love that. I love that he's professional. But bring me a few dogs, too. And Martavius Bryant is a few dogs. He has some dog in him. So what we're looking for is information.
I never said I didn't like the signing. My whole point is you so desperate that you went out and got a guy because you realized we can't beat Philly, we can't beat the 49ers with what we have, so we need to go get a guy. I wouldn't be shocked in the next week or two they go get a bigger back.
You just talked about the Niners getting Chase Young. You just talked about the Niners going to get
But y'all said y'all didn't need anything at first. But y'all said y'all didn't need anything. Your owner said we good. Is your owner, one of your really good friends, a guy who wrote you many checks, helped you out many ways?
Can we get back to San Fran and Jacksonville?
Well,
yes, and that was just good. Can we get back to San Fran? Because Jacksonville.
Now you want to get back to San Fran?
No, because we're going to talk about the Dallas stuff. We'll get there, but we are talking about the San Fran and Jags game. It is important because people look at the Jacksonville Jaguars to this day.
I like Jacksonville.
To this day, we still look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Are they just the Jags?
No, I don't.
You know, there are over the last 15 games, you have Cincinnati, San Francisco, Philadelphia, and top teams in Kansas City. The top teams. The one other team up there, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, Jags is a good team.
12-3.
The Jags are a good team.
12-3. These are all the teams that 12-3 over the last 15. And nobody would, if you ask a question or put it out as trivia, give me the few teams that have been 12-3 over the last 15 games. Nobody would have put Jacksonville in there. Nobody, but they are. Now, do I think they're winning this game? No, and I'm going to tell you why. Desperation seeks. I tell you, desperation is real. You know, when you got a 5-game win streak, Jimmy used to always tell us there's a natural human tendency when you're doing this well to pat yourself on the back and to ease up just a little bit. When you're in a 3-game skid, boy, everybody.
So let me, I'll give it back to you. I'm gonna throw this lob to you, Skip, real quick. You say desperation, right? Playmaker.
It's desperation for the 49ers. That's why I say they win this game.
The monkey will eat red pepper when he gets desperate. I get that all day long. I know Skip's like, what are you talking about?
What?
So here's what I'm going to say. So they so desperate. If they beat Jacksonville, Skip, do you envision Joe Montana and Jerry Rice acting like Michael act when y'all beat the Chargers in the box?
Man, stop, man. You know,
it's desperate. Y'all was desperate when y'all beat the Chargers.
We had to win.
And then y'all went crazy like y'all won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you think that we would ever see Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, any of them acting like he was acting?
He just mad because I sent a post to him. I was like, hey, Key, you see all this Cowboys.
I'm just asking a question. I don't, Skip.
All right,
They
I
ain't gonna
got
be
you.
out there like that, huh?
I'm also going to quadruple down on what I told you, Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
The morning after 42-10. My first line out of my mouth, sitting right here in this chair, was, last night they maxed out and we crapped out. And that's what happened. And I've been suggesting over the last 3 weeks, is it possible the 49ers played their Super Bowl against Dallas? I'm talking about their Super Bowl pretty early in the season, because that's what it's starting to look like. They Super Bowled out. We got them. We beat them 42-10, and it got you where? It got you 3 straight L's that I think will be 4 straight L's. And to your point, Michael, you're going to come from 4 straight L's back to win the Super Bowl?
But if they maxed out, Skip, what did y'all do? Y'all ain't beat nobody. The one good team that you played beat you.
We beat the Chargers in L.A. We had to. It was must win. It's just like San Francisco.
So you getting ready to tell me the Chargers going to be in the AFC Championship game?
No, I'm just saying. Well,
you didn't beat anybody. You have a win is a win is a win. No matter who the opponent is, you schedule them, you beat them, you knock them down. I get all of that. But the team that is over 500 at the time that you played them beat you.
Okay.
Convincingly.
Okay.
They went down the field when they needed to. Jalen Hurts did what he needed to do.
Did. Yep.
Defensively slow. I don't care what Michael say, if it was a toe on the line and a knee here, that you lost.
We lost.
You lost.
Yeah, but what did you walk away from that game thinking? I think deep down in your psyche, you're thinking, you know what? Dallas is a little better than Philadelphia.
No, I
That's
did
what- yes,
not.
you did.
No, I didn't. I walked away from that game. I walked away, as I said with Michael, and helped him pick up some nails off the ground as he was chewing his fingers off, that the Dallas Cowboys have an opportunity. That's what I told him. I said, they got an opportunity.
You did.
They got an opportunity. But doesn't mean that they're going to cash in on the opportunity. Because fools like you and Michael get to doing this, we back stuff, and we going to do this. You're going to beat the Giants, and you're going to come in here on Monday acting as though you just clinched the division. That's what you're going to do.
It depends on what I see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Depends on what you see.
Yeah, we're only
You
17
playing
and
against a
half point
bunch of
favorites.
body bags on the Giants team.
Okay.
Stop.
All right, you can't stop talking about the Dallas Cowboys when we're supposed to be talking about the 49ers at Jacksonville. And guess what? Very quietly, right before your very eyes, Trevor Lawrence has graduated into the upper echelon of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And very quietly, right before your very eyes, ETN has graduated into the upper echelon of running backs who can run it and catch it and run with it. And all of a sudden, they are about as serious a business, especially at home, as you can get.
Right.
It's possible you'll watch this game Sunday, San Francisco at Jacksonville, and you'll throw up your hands at the end of the game and say, you know what? Right now, Jacksonville's just playing at a little higher level.
But I wouldn't be shocked that that happened.
Right, and because Jacksonville has a great young nucleus, and they already have it together.
And that guy can coach,
and Coach
man.
Peterson, he's a very good coach in bringing this thing together.
I'm just picking San Francisco in this game.
Okay,
now.
with your heart, you're picking San Francisco.
With my brain.
Okay.
I didn't play for Frisco, so I don't care. I'm just picking them.
You're picking against Dallas by picking San Francisco.
They already beat you.
Okay.
Why do I need to pick? They already beat you.
Because you don't want them to lose 4 straight and disqualify 42-10 any more than it's already been disqualified by the last 3 games, right?
All I got to do is point to Arizona and the squeaker against the Chargers. You should just be quiet, Skip.
40-0 over the Giants, 38-3 over Belichick, 40-23 over the Rams.
Oh,
I
you
can
take
keep going.
pride in beating the Patriots, huh?
Yes, I do.
I know.
Belichick,
Anybody
I do.
on the schedule, you take pride in winning. Who was up on the schedule? So what is Dallas to do, Keith? Go in and say, listen, we don't want to play any games unless
give up.
Keyshawn say they're good teams that we need to beat.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to do? And the argument is crazy.
We forfeit because
We
the other
don't
team's
want to
not
play
good
because
enough.
we're not going to get any credit from Keyshawn if we beat this sorry team.
Look, number one, Michael, they don't need to listen to me at all. Pay no attention to me. This is about you and him. This ain't about them. This is about the delusional Dallas Cowboy fans that drive me crazy, even though I played for them. I don't want to hear you, Michael, try to convince me that the Cowboys are going to be in Vegas when they haven't beaten anybody to get to Vegas. Because as you know, as a 3-time Super Bowl champion, a guy with a gold jacket, okay, There is no other 88 Drew Pearson than you, but that's it, as far as I'm concerned, until they accomplish what you've accomplished as a Cowboy. I don't want to hear that. Don't try to convince me that you went through a bunch of tomato cans to get to the damn Super Bowl and win it. Don't do that, because you know you didn't go through no tomato cans.
Keyshawn, we will see you Monday morning, bright and
You
early.
play the Giants.
Yeah, we will see you.
There is no
and we will
tomato
talk to
cans
you
in the
then.
NFL.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.